And there's vomit on the side of the vehicle right now.
Really?
Yes, sir.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram, and I am a storyteller. Welcome to the bunker. I ran into this sheriff stuff, and sheriffs are interesting to me because sheriffs are elected. They're not hired. And so it presents a unique thing. A sheriff could do something really outrageous and still be reelected. And it happens. In this particular video, this is a sheriff who has a little drunk driving problem, it seems. So we'll just jump in and watch.
At just past 1 in the morning on December 18th, 2024, officers from the Urbana Police Department stopped a suspected drunk driver who was allegedly swerving between lanes and remained stopped at a green light for over 10 seconds. If they haven't already, they will soon find out that he is the active Champaign County Sheriff Matthew Melvin, ranking well above the officers pulling him over.
And just real quick to put this in context, as I understand it, the sheriff lost the election, but he's finishing the term before the new sheriff is appointed. And I understand the votes, it was under 10 votes that this election was decided by, just as a little bit of background.
$24.11 on 2 for traffic stop. Going to be out on Jefferson.
The initial officer is a new recruit with just over a year of experience, while the secondary officer, Sergeant Sean, has worked in the same jurisdiction for nearly 25 years alongside Matthew and is almost certainly very familiar with who he is.
How you doing tonight?
Good, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm Officer Urbana Police Division. So the reason for the stop is you're kind of all over the road back there, and then you were stopped at a green light.
Right by both circles. Yep.
Yes, sir. All right. You smell an alcoholic beverage, and there's vomit on the side of the vehicle right now.
Really?
Yes, sir. You have a driver's license on by chance?
Yeah. Where are you with?
What was it?
Where are you with?
Urbana PD.
And I see 24, I just got a response back on your 7. Auto does have CCW.
You're clear. Thank you. Get back with you, okay?
Here, the county sheriff's identification is fully verified as he presents a distinctive license for his position.
Okay, so the cops got enough here. They've got driving conduct, the swerving, the overstaying the green light, and now the vomit on the side. And I'm sure there's going to be the strong odor of alcohol in that vomit. So they've got enough to stop the sheriff, and now they're going to go, and they know it's the sheriff. So now they're going to have to figure out what to do.
Well, smell it.
Yeah, there's vomit on the side of the car.
There is.
Yeah, he's him.
Have him step out.
Yeah.
Don't mess around with it.
Okay. All right, so I'm having you step out of the vehicle.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Come on, walk over here, okay? Now,
Okay, reaching back in the car, the vehicle, that's dangerous.
What are you doing?
oh, okay. I just want to make sure you're not grabbing something, all right?
Really?
Go over here. Oh, that's right. Move your wings flat, okay? What's that?
Really?
Really what? We're just going to go over your wings flat, Matt. We're going to do some tests, all right?
No.
You know what?
What?
I said we're going to walk over here and do some tests.
No.
Now, you stay right here. Stop right there. You got a gun with you? Don't act this way.
Don't.
Sheriff, don't.
The officers ask about his gun not just for safety. Having a gun in the vehicle while committing an OVI offense is a serious felony and could cost the county sheriff his right to carry.
We're going to do some tests, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so let's walk off. You can make a phone call.
All right.
Well, that's an accommodation because I never see my clients get the opportunity to make a phone call right before they take field sobriety tests. But the one thing I'll say about the sheriffs, this is now the third sheriff video that I've watched. The sheriffs never take the field sobriety test. And it's the same reason why I say you shouldn't take the field sobriety test if you're not going to be able to pass those with flying colors, because otherwise all that happens is they've got video of you stumbling around. So even if a test result gets thrown out, they can still show the jury you stumbling around on the test results to show that you're impaired, whether they have a test result or not. So the sheriffs all say no. What happens then is in this state, you get charged with a refusal crime. It's a greater penalty on your license revocation. It's a greater penalty as far as being an offense level, but that's not the same in every state.
Officers sit in silence for 10 seconds while Matthew goes through his phone.
Amazing.
Another 10 seconds drags by.
Where you want to take me?
What's that? Over here to this pavement to do some tests.
Okay.
All right. You stand on over here?
No.
No what?
You guys are amazing.
Silence continues for an additional 15 seconds.
Freezing.
It's cold out.
Yeah, freezing. Ow. Take your day.
He's calling JJ, which is apparently one of his senior officers. So this is completely inappropriate. Who gets to call up the cop in charge? And that's where the corruption begins, in my view.
Are you trying to call Josh Jacobs?
No.
Lieutenant Josh Jacobs reports to Matthew and is the direct commanding officer of the uniformed police on scene. It is unclear if the call connects, and no records are currently available to confirm who Matthew is attempting to call.
All right, well, let's get done with that, and let's go ahead and finish these tests, all right? Are you refusing to take the test? Is that what you're doing?
Wait.
Matt, are you refusing to take the test?
No, I'm not even supposed to take anything.
All right, then let's go over here to where it's flat.
I like to go home.
We'll do this testing first to make sure you're okay to drive, man. It's strong smell of alcohol. You can't drive very well, and there's puke all down the side of your car.
I'm not getting down the side of my car.
There is.
No, there's not.
There is.
There's not.
Okay, so we're going to do some tests to make sure you're safe to drive.
He has no
If you
clue.
take the test, we'll be placing you under arrest for OVI.
Really?
Yes.
You're absolutely amazing.
I'm asking you to take some field sobriety tests, Matt. Can you do that?
Silence goes for another 25 seconds.
All right, let's get our stuff done first here, and you can make some phone calls here in a minute, all right? What's that? All right, once you step on over here, we're going to take some field sobriety tests, all right, Matt? Are you refusing?
Well, for most people, all of that would have been concluded a long time ago. You're either taking the test or you're not. You're not getting to call people up on the phone. You're not getting to delay the test. You're either taking it or you're refusing it. And if you refuse it, then they're going to ask you for a PBT to make sure you're safe to drive, which is never the case. You're never safe to drive if you can't perform the SFSTs.
Really?
Are you refusing to take the test? That's what I'm asking you. Are you refusing to take the test? Yeah, I'm recording. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Silence continues for over 30 seconds.
All right, man. I'll let you make a couple of phone calls, but we got to get this moving along here. So, are you going to take some field sobriety testing? We need to do the field sobriety test, all right?
No.
Are you refusing to do them?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to have to place you under arrest for OVI.
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
For driving under the influence of alcohol. You got a gun on you?
Really?
Yes. Matt, you're under arrest. Don't you resist. Don't.
Really? No.
Just splash your thought.
You're amazing.
Thank you. Other hand, please. Other hand, please. Don't resist. He's got Broad shoulders. Get your other set of cuffs out. I'm not trying to line them up. I don't think you are.
Do you think I am?
I said I don't think you are.
God, what's the... Wow.
Yeah, it's because there's two of them on it. It's my jacket. All right. I know you're not. I'm going to leave your knife in the truck, all right? Is that cool with you?
Yeah. With it.
And then the truck.
Yeah. Keep.
Double locking the sound tighter on you, you know.
You got the right to me in sound, you understand that? And any mistake can be used against you in court, you understand that? I have the right to speak with an attorney before any questioning. If you can't afford one, won't give right before you by the court. Do you understand those rights? Yeah.
Of course he understands them. He's read them 1,000 times in his career.
Yeah? You know I'm doing my job. I know you know what I'm doing. Huh? All right, come on this way. Turn around. Put your butt down first. I see so hard, all right? Put your butt down first and slide. And oops, oh, damn, dude, I'm trying to hurt your... You all right? You all right, man? All right, you in? Okay. Are you okay if I move your truck, or do you want me to tell it? Are you good if I park it over here? Huh? I can move it over here and just park it over here in Bodie Circle, if you're all right with that. But you gotta give me permission to do it. It's not, I haven't towed. I don't want to tow your truck, man. I'd rather just park it, but you gotta tell me it's okay for me to park it.
Matthew refuses to answer the question as 10 seconds of silence goes by.
Can I park it?
Another 12 seconds of silence goes by before Matthew attempts to adjust himself in the seat.
Plus, we'll make this quicker when we get those damn things off you. Can I just park this thing? Here's what I'm asking you.
5 seconds of silence.
Okay.
Huh?
6 seconds of silence.
So no, I can't park it?
So screw him. Why are we wasting all of this time? He's a sheriff. He knows exactly what's going on. Or if he doesn't, it's because he's so hammered. And everybody else doesn't get time after time after time to answer the question if the officer's trying to do him a favor and park the vehicle so it doesn't get towed. So how many does a regular person get? That's how many the sheriff should get. I don't know, but it seems like they're really trying to do what they can do to make this light on the sheriff, but it's not fair if it's not the same for everybody. So I think the truck gets towed like everybody else. You pay the impounding fee and you pay the tow fee. That's part of the DWI.
13 seconds of silence goes by before the sergeant gives up communicating with Matthew.
And still does him a favor anyway.
God, it's disgusting. It's not in the car.
Did that big thing up?
Yeah. They keep going.
Yeah.
There's vomit with a heavy smell of alcohol on the vehicle. I think I left his phone in his pocket. I wasn't really worried about it, but we need to take it out before you uncuff him.
Why? Because they didn't do a thorough search like they would have everybody else. What else does he got in his pockets?
I'll meet you back there.
Okay. I'm gonna be around back to 5 with a metal 21.
You're clear. 126.
The just under 3-minute ride to the station is spent in silence.
24, 11, 2. 141, 25. Are you sure? Step on out.
You want to leave this way?
Yep.
Good. Going this way. Going in here. All right, let's real quick, man. Now let's come finish your bags and get those things out.
See how tight those are.
You talking like I put my finger in there, man. Look at that. Obviously, we're gonna go over the 2255. Either way, if you're gonna get charged, we're gonna do fingerprints, and if you call somebody, you can have them come pick you up. Okay. So I'm not trying to put nobody in jail or nothing like that. All right. You're gonna. This is your baby stuff. Huh? All right. Here's your copy. You want to follow along with it? All right. All right. Let's start reading.
You're not under arrest for OVI, operating a vehicle under the influence, a drug or combination of them, operating a vehicle under the influence of illicit controlled substance or illicit metabolite controlled substance, operating a vehicle.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Wait till she's done talking so you can hear everything clear.
We're just going to start, okay?
Start over.
You're not under arrest for OVI, operating a vehicle under the influence of drug or combination of. Yes, sir. Operating a vehicle under the influence of illicit controlled substance or illicit metabolite of a controlled substance. Sure. You have to pay a fee to have the privileges reinstated.
Amazing.
If you require, if you take any chemical test required by law, your higher driving privileges will be suspended immediately. And you will have to pay a fee to have privileges reinstated. If you take a chemical test, you may have an independent chemical test taken at your own expense.
Okay. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay. On this thing, get it fired up. I'll run through the process and you can refuse when I get there. Obviously, if you refuse the test, you know, your third driver's license will be suspended for a year. You understand that?
We just took a call from.
What's your social security number?
I'll get it. Start working on a ride if you want. You gotta wait till. All right. Or you take the test. The breath test. Okay. Hit refuse. Yes. What? Why are you drinking why are you driving after drinking this much? Why am I kidding you? I can't believe you're kidding me and making me in this situation.
I haven't drank.
You puked all over your car. It smells like alcohol. You can hardly walk. So don't be like you're kidding me. I can't believe you put us in this situation.
Good for him. Good for the officer. Even though he's giving him some preference here, good for him. He chews his ass. That's what he needs.
I hit no and say yes. I'm refused.
It'll go.
I'll bring it all.
Bring everything out.
Hey. Can you come get some? Check the police department. Yep. Thanks.
She hadn't been drinking tonight, has she?
You're fun. You play a game.
It's not a game.
Play it. Even the.
Since you refused the test, obviously you're being charged with OVI. I gotta do the prints. He's gonna print up a ticket as soon as Michelle, is that you called? As soon as she gets here, we'll get you out of here. So come on with me. Before we go upstairs, you gotta use the restroom and everything. You're good. Before you pull up.
I'll follow you. Don't think it ain't coming.
What's that?
Don't think it ain't coming.
What'd you say?
You're amazing. About your phone call?
Not right now. Let's do this door first.
Cute.
All right, come around here.
For what?
For your fingerprints?
For what?
We have to do that with him to get OVI arrest.
See, he's just being a dick now, right? I mean, he should be sorrowful. He should be cooperative. He should be contrite. And instead, he's just being a dick.
I refuse that.
You can't refuse that.
No, I can't.
No, we'll have to put you in jail.
No, I can't.
Why would you refuse? That's part of the booking process.
I have done these things, Sean. You know, you and I both done that.
Okay, then take the data master test. Prove you're not drunk.
Really?
Yeah. Good job.
Look at that gaze. You know, he's just trying to get the officer to do something almost, like glaring at him, like, I'm going to get you. That look there, that's definitely an intimidation. He's attempting to intimidate the officer. The officer's not having any of it. He's just a drunk.
All over the roadway. You stop
No, I
at a
haven't.
green light.
I have not been that.
You puked all over your car.
No, I did not. I have not puked on my car. Somebody else may have puked on my car.
Okay.
Sure.
Someone else puked on your car. Okay. So why are you driving so horribly?
Why am I not driving what?
Horribly.
I'm not.
Okay. Then why don't you just take the test and prove I'm wrong?
Why you have to fight with me?
I don't want to fight with you.
No, you want to argue with me because of everybody else.
Because everybody else what?
So, really?
Oh, you see what he's getting at is because he lost the election and there's some political stuff going on. That's what he's talking about.
I don't care
Because
about
I lost the
politics.
election. Yes, you do.
Give a
Go-
You see me jumping up and down on the election stuff?
No,
Give a
I
less
don't
about
care
it.
about it either.
Matthew reveals he lost re-election for county sheriff earlier that year. Though the primary vote took place 9 months prior in March, the transfer of office does not occur until January 5th, less than 2 weeks after this incident. Matthew was elected county sheriff the last 2 terms for a total of 8 years. In the March 2024 Republican primaries, Matthew lost the election by just 9 votes, giving Chad Burrows the victory and effectively removing Matthew from his position come January next year. Though Matthew only narrowly lost, his alleged questionable practices may reflect the public's growing frustration behind his leadership. One case, notably occurring after the primary election, involves Matthew arresting St. Paris Police Chief Eric Smith at the Champaign County Fair in August of 2024, making Matthew the second known officer arrested in the county in a matter of roughly 4 months.
Oh, so he goes around and he arrests other cops, which I don't have any problem with that, but it is a little bit of its own medicine here, isn't it?
Off-duty, out of uniform, and out of jurisdiction, Eric was arrested by Matthew at a privately run county fair for trespassing and obstruction after refusing multiple times to store his handgun in compliance with the fair's no-gun policy. The charges were later dropped, likely due to Ohio's House Bill 228, which permits officers to open carry if their badge is displayed, something Eric had, despite being casually dressed. St. Paris, which hired Eric as police chief in 2021, placed him on paid leave after the fair incident and eventually disbanded the entire department. Mayor Susan Prince cited finances and officer retention as their reasons and cited 5 officers had quit within 7 months, leaving only Eric, who spent at least 2 months on paid leave as the village's sole officer. When asked by constituents who they could rely on for law enforcement, the mayor informed they would utilize the county sheriff's office, led by Matthew himself, as the village had been compelled to do since the St. Paris Police Department was understaffed. Eric was formally laid off on December 17th after the disbandment, which happens to be the same night Urbana officers arrested Matthew for driving under the influence.
Just let me go home.
Just let him go home because he's a sheriff and he's a cop. That's why, of course.
You're gonna go home. I told you that.
Okay.
But you gotta take your fingerprints.
Really?
I do.
No, you don't. You and I both know you don't. I'm standing here perfectly normal with you. You and I... Sorry. You know you don't.
What?
I'm standing here with you.
I understand you standing here with me.
Okay?
I gotta take your fingerprints, man.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna freaking roll around on the ground with you. Your fingerprints.
Let me go home.
So you're refusing to get fingerprints?
Yeah.
Without resisting arrest? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not resisting it. Come on, man.
Refusing to fingerprint likely wouldn't result in a resisting charge, but it could lead to obstructing justice. In this case, it can be argued that Matthew's intimidation is preventing the sergeant from performing his duty to assist in the investigation.
You want me to call your boss?
Whoa, you want me to call your boss up? Well, that's a good one, Sheriff. Yeah, let's see if there's some corruption you can get going in another direction.
They ain't gonna answer the phone right now. 1 in the morning, man.
You're silly.
Huh?
Because you guys are being silly.
Why did you call somebody for a ride home? I would have gave you a damn ride home. You don't live that far outside of town.
Why are you being silly about it?
Come on, come back here.
Where?
We gotta go to the freaking booking room while we wait.
I have never had a DWI client of mine ever get a ride home. That must be an Ohio thing or a sheriff thing.
Put you in the interview room.
Here.
I understand that. We gotta get your tickets and stuff typed up. Okay.
Give me a ticket while I walk perfectly normal.
Just have a seat here till we get done.
After officers leave Matthew, just over 10 minutes goes by before body cam footage returns.
And then your citation is going to be for operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol. All right. So your court date's going to be Friday morning at 9 a.m. Yes. Just one more. We're not trying to hem you up on all kind of crap, man. So, all right. So, all right. So, it's in violation of 333.01A, the of the codified ordinance of Urbana.
You're beautiful.
Your court date is, like I said, Friday morning, 9 a.m. You have any questions about that? Any questions about any of this? Let's get you out of here. 19. We're outside, releasing him.
Two bangers there.
Two banger. What was that? Huh? Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Have a good night.
Matthew faces one charge of operating a vehicle under the influence, a first-degree misdemeanor, and has pled not guilty. He was released on a recognizance bond with a 1-year driving suspension under implied consent laws, meaning he cannot drive until at least December 20th, 2025. The original prosecutor for the case recused himself, likely due to conflict of interest, and a special prosecutor was assigned instead. The case is still pending trial, during which time Sergeant Sean retired from the force after working in Urbana for 25 years.
Well, there you go. There's another corrupt sheriff. Good people make bad mistakes, but they don't make them worse like this. When you're an officer and you make a mistake like that, or a sheriff and you're elected, you could have handled that in such a different way. Like another sheriff that we talked about, at least be contrite, at least be apologetic, at least be cooperative, at least not try to intimidate. All that stuff's on camera, but maybe he just said, to hell with it. I didn't get reelected. This is the day. I don't know. Well, until the next time, this is Wolf 6 from the Wolfgram Worldwide headquarters out here.